Sister Wives. Will Aurora Brown's baptism spark a religious revival for the Brown family? Kody Brown was there for Aurora. During a recent episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Kody Brown helped baptize Aurora Brown, which may have sparked a religious revival for the Brown family. 22-year-old Aurora is one of Robin Brown's children from her first marriage. Robin, 45, is Kody Brown's fourth wife. She joined the family in 2010 along with her 3 children. Robin and Kody would go on to have 2 children of their own. When all was said and done, Kody had 4 wives and 18 children. By the time Sister Wives Season 19 premiered, 3 of his 4 wives had left him. He found himself in a monogamous marriage with Robin, raising their 5 children together. Among their children is Aurora, who recently decided to join a local church. She asked Kody to help baptize her, and he agreed. The baptism may have inspired Kody to turn back to religion. When Robin married Kody in 2010, her 3 children from her first marriage were all under 10 years old. In 2014, Kody divorced Mary Brown, his first wife, so he could legally marry Robin and adopt her children. Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna eventually changed their last names from Jessup to Brown. Though they were embraced by their new family, Robin's kids didn't have the same experience with the Browns as their other siblings. The kids appear to have no relationship with their biological father. During a recent episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Aurora announced she wanted to be baptized at her new church and asked Kody to baptize her. After the event, the family went to dinner and discussed religion. Though the Browns are Mormon, they've seemed to grow less religious over the years. They used to pray more often during earlier seasons, but have embraced secularism over time. It's possible Aurora's baptism got Kody thinking about his spirituality. When Sister Wives Season 19 premiered, Kody was living with Robin and their 5 children, which they referred to as their core family. He doesn't have much of a relationship with most of his other children, especially his older children. The only adult child who maintains a relationship with her father is 28-year-old Mykelti Brown. Unlike her other siblings, Mykelti was welcoming to Robin when she joined the family. Mykelti continues to be one of the few bridges between Kody and the rest of his children. In the swirling sands of change that have long defined the Brown family, a single event, quiet, sacred, and intimate, may just signal the beginning of something the Browns have not seen in years, a spiritual revival. Aurora Brown's baptism was not just a rite of passage for her. It seemed to awaken something dormant in her family, especially in her once proud patriarch, Kody Brown. The ceremony took place on a clear spring morning in a small community church nestled outside Flagstaff. Dressed in a flowing white gown that mirrored her purity and commitment, Aurora, Robin's eldest daughter, stood before her loved ones with a heart full of hope. Despite the family's many fractures, divorces, resentments, and years of crumbling communication, on that day, many of them came together. But what surprised everyone most was not just the beauty of the ceremony, it was Kody's presence. There he was, seated in the front row beside Robin, his face soft with emotion, his hands nervously ringing in his lap. His appearance at Aurora's baptism was a powerful symbol. For all his faults and failures, Kody had not abandoned his faith, or at least not entirely. His presence seemed to say, "I'm still here. I still believe. I still love." For years, Kody's spiritual leadership had been slipping through his fingers. Once the proud and determined head of a plural family dedicated to a shared faith, he had watched as one wife after another drifted away. Cristin was the first to leave, seeking joy and fulfillment elsewhere. Janelle followed, determined to carve out a life defined by her own values. Mary, after years of heartbreak, finally chose peace over longing. Only Robin remained, and even she, at times, seemed weary of holding up the banner of their original vision alone. Kody's faith, like his family, had suffered. Yet seeing Aurora step into the waters of baptism reignited something in him. Those who attended said that Kody wept openly, something rarely seen even during the family's most emotional televised moments. He hugged Aurora tightly afterward, whispering words no one else could hear. Some said it looked like Kody was silently promising her, and himself, that he would find his way back to the man he once aspired to be. Robin, radiant with pride, clutched Kody's hand throughout the ceremony. To her, Aurora's baptism wasn't just about personal salvation, it was a call to action for the family. Robin has long carried the torch for their shared religious beliefs, often alone. She spoke openly after the baptism about her hope that this event could be the catalyst for something greater. I believe Aurora's baptism can be a turning point for all of us, Robin said in a soft interview following the ceremony. Faith brought us together once. Maybe it can heal us now. In the days following, murmurs circulated that Kody had begun reaching out to some of his children he had grown distant from. Sources close to the family shared that Kody sent heartfelt messages to his sons with Janelle, apologizing for past rifts and expressing a desire to reconnect. He even reached out to Cristin's daughter, Zizabel, with whom he had a complicated relationship, congratulating her on her recent milestones. Could it be? Could the same man who once stubbornly clung to his pride now be humbling himself, inspired by the simple, profound faith of a young woman taking a step toward God? The idea of a Brown family religious revival might seem far-fetched given the years of turmoil. Still, stranger things have happened. Faith, after all, was the foundation that built their unconventional lives. It was faith that led them to brave ridicule, to uproot their lives again and again, and to love against all odds. Perhaps it could be faith, rediscovered, redefined, that would lead them home again. Some family members, however, remain cautious. Cristin, now happily remarried to David Woolley, has spoken about how religion was once used as a way to guilt and control within the plural marriage. She has found her own spiritual path outside of the structure that once bound her to Kody. For her, a revival would have to look very different than simply returning to old roles. Janelle, fiercely independent, holds her faith close but personal. She reportedly respects Aurora's decision but does not feel a call to return to the old ways. My relationship with God is between me and God, she was overheard telling a friend. It's not about fitting into someone else's mold anymore. Mary remains a wild card. Deeply spiritual at her core, Mary might be the most likely to embrace a resurgence of faith-led family unity. Still, after years of feeling isolated, she would likely demand authenticity and change, not just a return to the old dynamic where her voice was minimized. As for the younger Browns, many have carved out their own beliefs. Some embrace the faith they were raised in. Others have questioned or left it entirely. Aurora's baptism might inspire reflection, but it won't erase the years of growth and change the children have experienced on their own journeys. Still, there is a sense of possibility now. Imagine it. The Browns, not back in one giant polygamist household, but finding a new kind of unity, one built on respect, forgiveness, and shared spiritual connection. Family dinners, not mandated but freely chosen. Conversations about faith, not about conformity. Perhaps a yearly family service where all could come as they are, celebrated for their choices rather than judged for them. In a way, Aurora's baptism could be the first spark of a new fire. Not the fire of old, the one that sometimes burned too hot, too bright, but a gentler flame, warming without consuming. It's too soon to say for sure if a true revival is coming. Healing takes time, and the Browns have wounds that won't vanish overnight. But on that spring morning, when Aurora emerged from the waters, she carried more than her own hopes. She carried the whispered dreams of a fractured family longing, maybe for a second chance. And somewhere in the back row, Kody Brown, eyes wet, heart stirring, seemed ready, at long last, to believe again.